Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
What's going on, guys? So today's video is going to be about a team that I kind of covered in a recent video with the Wat theory crafting. And I showed you one battle with this versus the Night Sisters, but I want to go more in depth on this counter because my guild, I would say they're quite average, maybe a little bit above average, but we were able to get Wat this time around, and I'm sure a lot of other people are going to get Wat this time around. Or have gotten, I guess, rather, this is past tense. They would have already gotten Wat this time around. So this is a team that you don't need a crazy Wat Tambor for. And you don't even need, this is with the first order, you don't even need that crazy a first order. And I am fighting Gear 13 Night Sisters. I'm fighting Gear 13 Asajj, Talzin, Daka, and Spirit. And the zombie is Gear 12. But this is the best one I can find. So here we go. We're going to just go briefly over my mods and my team. So come over here to squads, and this team right here, this first order team with crew lead OG Kylo, executioner, and officer, and this is extremely important lineup. Yes, you probably could run Thrawn here, but officer, if you have it modded properly, he does the job, and maybe even better because he can give out even more buffs, and more buffs meaning that this can they gain even more HP and protection back, which is huge. Thrawn would work, I guess, as shown in the other attempts, but I mean, I like having Officer here because he does the job just as good, I think. So, my modding here, we're going to start with the most important person here, and this is Kru. Kru needs to be somewhat fast. This is why I went with a speed set here instead of anything else. If you have crazy fast secondaries on the defense set, then go for that. But the main thing here is to run protection on every primary you can, besides the speed one. So, of course, it's going to be speed one. This is my best secondaries for the HP and protection. This is the best defense one I had for protection. So this is not that great. I could probably slice something in the future and replace it with this. And then this one, it's a very average mod here, protection. This one is a nice one, plus 20 with some protection on the primary and the secondary. And same thing here, and same thing there. So what does that mean? I have around 70k protection with 255 speed. This is pretty important. You kind of want to have your crew being faster than the Talzin on the enemy team, because if you are not able to get the what's it called, the 2-turn stun off before Talzin can go, she's going to AoE everybody down, and she has a very good chance of killing your Wat, because lower gear Wat will most likely die if he's a lower gear. So we got that guy taken. We got him out of the picture first because we just went over him, but let's see. Let's go for OG Kylo next. And this is OG Kylo. You kind of want a similar build to him, but you kind of want more speed. Same thing kind of here. I would rather actually him be equally as important in the mods when it comes to what you want to work on. So you want to go for speed. And these two here, let's chat about the triangle first. The triangle doesn't need to be anything crazy like this. The only reason I have a crit chance here is because it has high speed on it. If I wasn't running and I had like a different mod with protection, I'd probably go for that one instead. But this is the crit chance here. And then defense, because he stacks a lot of defense every time he gets hit, which is very nice. And protection here. And everything else is very simple and basic to the point. But yeah, the speed here, he's at 254. You want him and the other Kylo. You want both Kylos in this team to be faster than the Talzin, and having a Talzin faster than 254 is going to be very tough to accomplish. The one I fought today was able to outspeed that, but this was a Gear 13, and the guy was running a full, just like really fast secondaries. I'm not too sure I'm not sure whether it was a speed set or not, but we'll go check it out in a little bit. But yeah, you typically want to have the Kylo run faster than the Talzin, so you can do his AoE, and that makes it really important. So you get the TM for Kru, and you can stun. And then next up here, we're going to go over execution. This guy is pretty simple out of everybody here, really. You just want him to be modded for a lot of HP and DPS and a lot of offense. So he's got a crit damage triangle. He's got some nice HP. He's got some nice damage as well. Something to look into here is I think a Gear 13 Executioner would make this extremely easy, of course, but when you're talking about his total order unique and the extra offense base to his HP, when you're not at a high gear level, I would probably go for a little bit more offense just because you can actually DPS, or at the beginning of the battle, you can actually do more damage rather than an offense set can. So what I did here was I ran offense on this arrow, and I did crit damage on triangle, offense on the cross, and then some HP here, and try to get some nice HP and some more crit chance as well. So this is definitely not optimized. I can definitely change it in the future, but this is what I'm running here. Again, you don't need him to be the fastest. You want him to just be modded for a lot of HP and a lot of offense. And if you can throw in a CC, that's good, and also the CD triangle. So next up here is Officer. This guy is very simple as well, really. You want him to be extremely fast as well. You want really your three main guys, both Kylos and Officer, to be extremely fast. And this is pretty important because you want him to get the TM swap with Executioner that we'll show you in a little bit, and then apply the hits onto the zombie so you can get even more TM. So what I have modded here is just, you know, simple stuff, really. So he's modded for, you know, protection, but, you know, high emphasis on the speed here. And if you can get some nice HP, that'd be pretty nice because he is quite squishy. A really high relic Talisman could probably one-shot your officer if you're unlucky with the crits and all that stuff. But he's pretty tanky, I would say, for what he is. So there's the first order. Now we'll go on to Wat, and Wat here is pretty simple as well. Just some speed, some protection. Yet again, he doesn't get as much HP. So if you're fighting a Gear 13 Talisman, the Talisman could crit you with her like 30 to 40% CC that she might have, maybe higher if the guy modded very well. And that chance of him critting, or of her critting Wat, that could easily kill Wat. And there's a lot of different tests I did with Talisman doing that. But you want to go for speed, you want to go for protection because he stacks up more protection at a lower gear level. And this is, again, only a Gear 10 Wat. Zeta on the unique, so he takes his bonus turn instead, which is extremely important to the entire team. So there you guys have it. Just an overview of the modding. You want to go for protection on pretty much everybody except for Executioner. And you want to go for a lot of speed on Kylo, Kru, and Officer. Go for a lot of offense DPS on Executioner. And you want to make sure you have the Zeta on both of Kylos. Honestly, actually, you don't need the unique. You just need the leadership. You just need the leadership Zeta on Kru, and you need the unique Zeta on Wat Tambor. Just really two Zetas in here because you're gonna have a pre-taunt regardless because of Wat's tech. So just actually briefly, let's go into Wat's tech. I'd cover this in different videos, but Wat's tech, the generator here, you're going to be recovering a lot of extra protection. You're going to dispel debuffs, and he's going to taunt, and Kru is a taunter, or he's a tank, so he's going to taunt. And then this tech down here, the weapon mod, you're going to be giving this to Executioner so that they can't be revived, and you get some more team as well. So let's get into some battles today, guys. I'm sorry it took so long, but this is a very cool counter I would like to show you guys. So let's get into it. All right, so here we go. One of the attempts I did out of my, I don't know how many I did, like 15 of them. So you're gonna give the tech to Kru, of course, and here he were able to actually outspeed the Asajj somehow. I don't know how, but here we go. You're gonna give that to Executioner. He's gonna dispel the taunt. You're gonna get some more TM going. Typically, though, there is one thing that this whole team really struggles versus in how the modding of the Night Sisters is. The Spirit is actually faster than Talisman, which is extremely weird because you typically, when you're modding your Spirit and your Asajj in a defensive team in GAC, you typically want Asajj to go first to dispel any of the taunts, and then you want Spirit to go right after to do some big damage on somebody. So this team, though, was not modded like that. The Spirit was going before Asajj, and what that means is that when Spirit hits your Kylo ran unmasked, you're gonna get advantage, and then straight after it's gonna be Asajj's turn, and she's gonna dispel the advantage. The advantage is extremely important in the beginning of these battles, so that when you do have a fast OG Kylo, he will get his AoE TM off, and you'll get 50% TM to ensure you that you go before the Talisman and inflict the 2-turn stun. That is really what's important here. So Besides that, as soon as you can dispel the taunt on Spirit, you get the 2-turn stun onto Talzin. You kill Talzin first. You go over to, I like to go actually over to Asajj because she's still quite squishy at this part of the battle, and then move over to Daka and then finish up with Spirit. You could probably go Spirit and then Daka because Daka can't do anything really. When you're using this piece of tech onto Executioner, they can't be revived, so Daka's just wasting abilities, honestly. And there we go, 48k crit. I mean, it's really cool to see. I think the whole advantage changes could really help this team out with the upcoming changes to it, make this counter even easier. So, but like I said, if you do want to ensure you win every single time, Gear 12 is going to be a little bit tougher versus Gear 13, like I'm showing you, and this is kind of why I had to match their mods, and that's really tough. That's really tough to do at a Gear 12 level. So if I was to do anybody Gear 13 first, it would probably be Kru, and Kru can get 20 extra speed here, which would make him extremely fast, and he could probably go before really any of the Night Sisters go. And on top of that, he gets a lot more protection, so that the Wat tech can get even more protection to him. So that would be probably my only one I would do here. Don't want to waste any Gear 13s on anybody else here, probably besides Executioner, because Executioner is extremely important. So let's go into another one here, guys. So here we go. We're gonna just, what I was mentioning in the start of the last battle. So let's see here. We're gonna give the tech to Kru, right? And then you can see there. So the Spirit is typically, in how I like to mod my Spirit and how a lot of other people like to mod their Spirit, they like to have their Spirit go straight after Asajj so that she can dispel and then they can do the TMR on the basic, because you gotta keep in mind, Spirit AI only does the basic if there are no buffs. If there is a buff there, the Spirit will use the special, but in this team it makes it extremely more tough when the Spirit goes before Asajj, because then you can see here the advantage gets taken away, which is not good. So and you need advantage so you can give out the more TM. So we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna give that there and do the TMR, or the stun rather there, 2-turn stun, and you're gonna just kind of work down Talzin. Once Talzin's out, like I said, you are pretty much home free because she's the only one that is scary in this team. Yes, Spirit could be quite scary, but honestly, when Talzin's out of there, you don't need to worry about really any of the plagues. So the protection will still be there from Kru and the Wat tech, and it's just really easy. So you get to a point here where you don't want to use a special on Spirit, because that special, if you kill somebody, it's great and all, but if it's on Spirit, you're wasting an easy turn here. So you want to actually use that versus somebody else, like somebody that you can actually kill and they can still stay dead, you know, not like the zombie there. So just making sure that you're hitting the right people there is really important. And I still don't think that my Executioner has that great of mods, so I just kind of backed out there just to show you guys that it's gonna be an easy win there. We'll show you one last one that will end it up there and show you the mods on the enemy team here. Alright, so this last one was probably the most sketchiest one I had in my testing. So let's just start it off. I just really like the Kru team with Wat. It's just extremely fun, and this team does work versus Rex and the clones. Versus Rex lead, of course. If the Shock T lead, it does not work because of the extra DPS. You would need a Gear 13 your Kru for that to work. So we got some nice dispels there. We're gonna just kind of wait for the 2-turn stun, and actually Talzin got the plague off, but this is, like I said, this is a little bit sketchy over one. We didn't get the crit to happen on Wat, so we still survived. But if he does happen to survive some of these hits, holy cow, that's 60k crit, oh my gosh. If he does happen to survive the opening barrage of AoE from Talzin, you're going to win still, because the Plague will not eat up that much of his HP, because he actually can give out more healing over times to himself and to others on the team. So that is very important here. And I just swap with him to get some more healing over times ASAP, because he could easily die from those things. So you want to kind of give him those, you know, as soon as you can, really. So again, we kill Talzin. We're gonna go for zombie because we're forced to, and then we're gonna go over to Daka, or over to Asajj rather. And if you do happen to get a tenacity down on somebody, I would highly recommend you guys to use the special, the pinning shot from Officer to remove TM, because you get even more TM if you remove any TM at all, and that's very important. So you get the TM going even faster. So here we go. We're gonna get some basics going. It's kind of interesting on Wat. You can only use a basic if there's any debuffs, I think, to dispel, which is interesting because what if there's no debuffs to dispel? What are you gonna do there? I don't know. But yeah, this team is very, very fun to use. I highly recommend this team in GAC. Like, honestly, this team in GAC is going to be a huge advantage in my opinion, because you can get some easy banners. Like you can see here, we're going to stack up a lot of extra healing over time. So we're going to get Wat back up to his 100% HP, and Kru will get the extra protection from the tech. Everything will go smooth here, and this is why I don't think you need Thrawn here, because Thrawn and rather Officer pretty much do the exact same thing, and you don't need to waste Thrawn in this team. You can save him for a different team if you want. So yeah, it's just, I like this team a lot. Like I've been saying, this is all versus Gear 13 Night Sisters, with the exception of a zombie rather, and she's only Gear 12, which I'm pretty sure that it might still make a little bit tougher if she was Gear 13, but honestly I don't see it being that huge of a deal. So yeah, this team is great, guys. Now we'll show you some of the mods on the enemy team here. So I want to say thank you to my shardmate Ronan. He's very nice of letting me to test versus his Night Sisters, and let's just go to his Night Sisters really fast. So the Talzin and the Daka were not relicked at all, and same with the Saj, but this is still pretty important. So okay, this guy was running a speed set with potency. Okay, I don't typically see this speed set on many Talzins. I typically see a full offense set, and if they were to go full offense, I would be able to outspeed them. But in this guy, with how Ronan modded his, he went for a speed set instead, so it made my counter extremely more tough to fight and to kill. So he's 254 speed. That's a tough one, and you get 20 extra from the Gear 12 pieces and the finisher piece. So yeah, Gear 13 Talzin's no joke, guys. Like I said, if you do happen to see a Talzin Gear 13, you either have to do two things. You can either just Gear 13 your Kru and just outspeed pretty much any of those guys and you'll be fine. Or you're going to have to match the mods, or maybe even get better mods than the Talzin, which is still doable, but it does take away some important speed sets. So that's a Talzin here. And then a Saj. Pretty fast Asajj too, 226 plus 75 plus a 30, that's well over 300. I'm pretty sure that's like 334 if I do my math right. That's pretty fast. And then the Spirit actually will go for Spirit next. So if that was 334, or no, what was that, 330, you know, yeah, that one was 331, this one is 334. So this Spirit will actually go before the Asajj, which is actually makes my counter a lot tougher. And typically people don't do that with their modding. So yeah, in my experience, I almost always have the Spirit slower than the Asajj. And oh, actually, let's see, what was the Spirit? It was a speed set with 304 speed, a lot of potency, and you know, some high crit chance, but not very good offense. So we're okay there. And then Daka's, she was running oh my gosh, everybody was running speed sets here. I don't typically always see a extremely fast Night Sisters like this team, so kudos to you, Ronan. I'm glad I actually tested this out versus yours, because yours is nuts. So that's pretty cool to see there. And then Zombie, yet again another speed set, and that's pretty decent actually, 53, 52. That's well over 100k on both of the things. So I think this team, Gear 12, if you just don't want to invest Gear 13s and you just need to outmod them, I think outmodding them is extremely doable here. So hopefully this was useful for you guys, and hopefully you guys think about this counter with Kru with the Wat versus the Night Sisters, or if you want to, you can use the Kru Wat plus, or Kru Wat versus rather Direct's lead team. It does not work versus Shock T because of the extra offense that Echo will be doing in removing all the protection. So guys, thank you for watching my video. Big thanks to Ronan again for letting me test versus his team. Again, I think this is going to be a great counter for GAC. It's going to be a huge counter to get you easier points, like 60 banners almost every time. And just really cool, you can actually save your Thrawn for a different team here. And I just love this team a lot. So if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it around, and sub to my channel if you guys are new here. Besides that, we have a Discord and a Patreon link if you guys want to go check out those two and help support me there. But that's pretty much it for my video today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.